today's show, I'll show you how using dollar store garland, I made my very own 6-foot tall, snow-flocked, and very realistic Christmas tree, fully decorated, and all for less than $30. This year, I'll be expanding my living space by adding warmth and decorating my outdoor space with a few inexpensive finds to welcome in my guests for the holidays. Today's show is sponsored by Panergy, the personal cooling and heating experts. I love to cook, so during the holidays, I cook lots of food. I do formal place settings and put tables all over the house and invite all my friends and family over. This year for Thanksgiving, I had over 40 people in my home. This is the place where everyone likes to come, and I always want everyone to be comfortable. During these winter holidays, though, it's a little bit hard because I don't want so many people to be cramped up in the house, and I can't always use my outdoor spaces because it's so cold. Well, this year I was able to expand my holiday entertainment space because this year I got a Panergy portable propane heater. Now this heater came completely assembled. It has a really stylish and compact look. It's really simple to use. It takes a 1-pound propane tank. The tank's not included, but it attaches and easily screws onto the back of the unit. And to turn it on, you simply turn the knob to the light position, push it in into the pilot lights. It'll ignite the burners, and you can turn the heat up or down. It goes from 6,000 to 7,500 BTUs. And we were able to set this heater up while entertaining our guests out of the box in about a minute. So my family and friends were able to quickly come out and enjoy the space and the warmth. It heats up a 200 square foot space in about a minute or so. Plus, this unit has a tip-over safety switch. If you bump it or tip it, it will shut off immediately. So since I do have kids here, I'm able to feel extra safe. And I love how light and portable it is. I can just place it anywhere my guests are and just warm up the area for them. Hey, you guys want more peat?
Yes.
Yeah. More heat the better.
Yeah. That sounds real nice. Really
I
cold
know you
nice.
got the fire pit, but those will give you a little more warmth out here. Now my guests are comfortable inside and outside. I'm definitely going to get a couple more of these. I'm going to take one on our next camping trip. I love that our house guests were able to enjoy our screened-in porch all week long. Especially love that I am able to enjoy my outdoor space anytime I want. After a few minutes, even though it's cold out here, I don't need a coat or anything. It's comfortable. So if you need a personal heater for your garage, for your workspace, for your outdoor activities, or for expanding your living space, I definitely recommend this one. It was a big hit for Thanksgiving, and it's going to be a must-have for my Christmas gathering. So click on the link below in the description tab to get your Panergy portable propane heater. Perfect for warming up the holidays or anytime. So now that Thanksgiving's over and I have some heat out here, I would love to decorate my screened-in porch for Christmas. Now I really want to put a tree right over in this right corner here. So I was looking at buying a tree, and I really love this one. It's a snowflock tree, and it looks really realistic. So I want something that looks like this, but this is too big. It's also $129, and I don't want to spend anywhere near that. This one is about the perfect size. It's narrow, it's about 6 feet, and it's nice also. It's also over $100, and like I said, I don't want to spend that. Now, the least expensive one I could find was this one for $28, but I don't like it at all. It's white and it looks fake. but I would not mind spending $28 on a tree. So I decided to see if maybe I can make one. I would love to have one that is thin shape like this one that'll fit in my space, but have more of a natural extended branch look of this one, but all for the price of this one. So after thinking long and hard about this, here's what I got to make my Christmas tree. From Dollar Tree, I got 12 rows of garland, 2 broomstick handles, 2 paper towel holders, and from Walmart, I got a can of Santa Snow. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is to make my 6-foot frame for my tree. And for that, I'm going to put 2 broomstick poles together, and I'm going to measure it out to 6 feet. Of course, you can make this however tall you want. These are 4-foot broomstick handles, so it could go up to almost 8 feet. But I think 6 feet will be good for my space outside. So I'm going to just use duct tape to tape the broomsticks together. I had black duct tape, but Dollar Tree has duct tape. They have different colors. You could get green if you want, or gray. It doesn't matter because this is going to be covered up. But I'm taping at the very top part where they come together and the bottom part. And I'm going to roll the tape around a few times, and I want to make sure that I tape underneath where they come together so they don't slide or anything. But the duct tape is pretty strong, so you want to go from the right below where they come together and roll it around a few times at the top, and then close that bottom part up. And just make sure it's taped really well at the top and the bottom. So now I have something I can start building my tree on. Now to make my branches, I'm going to use this garland that I got from Dollar Tree. It's pretty simple garland and it's lightweight, but it's 15 feet, so I have a lot to work with. I'm going to start by making the top branch of the tree. So I have the top of the pole. Luckily it has this hole in it from the handle. And I'm going to stick the garland through that just to make the top branch of it stick up at the top. And then I'm going to make a knot up here just to keep this in place. Then I'm going to roll the rest of the garland around the pole. I'm going to roll it around so that there's about 1 inch or 1.5 inches in between each level. And I'm doing this because this is what I'm going to use to hang my branches on. So I don't want it to be too tight because I want to be able to stick a branch inside of it. So what I'm going to do is roll it around loosely. Not too loose, but not too tight. Just enough leeway to slip a branch inside. And after a few rotations, I'm going to take a piece of duct tape and put on the last piece of garland just to keep it in place, keep the other ones from sliding down. And I'll continue this as I go down the pole, maybe 4 or 6 rotations, and then a piece of duct tape. That'll keep everything in place. And as I get to the bottom, I'll leave about 1 foot of the pole uncovered. And this will leave room for my stand, which I'll make in a minute. But first I'm going to start making my top branches. So I'm going to go back up to the top. I'm cutting a piece of garland. And at the top the branches won't be too long. So I'm just going to play this by ear to see how I need to cut this. I'm going to cut a piece about half of this size. And I'm using my jewelry wire cutters to cut this, but you can use scissors. The wire is pretty thin. And I'm just going to twist tie it around the top piece to make a top couple of branches. I'm adding the other piece about the same size, slightly below that. I'm going to add a piece on the other side. And this piece I'm going to slip through that little hole that's in the handle. And as I go down, I'm going to make the branches slightly longer, and I'm going to start slipping them through the spiral garland that I have on the pole. And again, just twist tying it and putting them into place so that they spread out a little bit. Some of these I think I made too long at the top, so I'm going to trim them a little bit. But you want to conserve your garland, so try not to cut out pieces that are too long. Okay, so at this point I think I want to make pieces that look more like branches and make them a little bit longer. So from here I think I want a branch that's about this long. So I'm going to cut this here, and I'm going to cut another piece that's a little bit more than half of the first branch, and I'm going to twist tie it in the center of that piece to make something that looks like a Christmas tree branch. Then I'm going to slip it into one of my loops here of garland from the top, and then I'm going to twist it around itself at the bottom. And there I have me a little branch extending from my base. Make about 4 of these to go around at this level, the same size. And I'm going to do maybe 2 levels at the same size. And after a couple of levels, I'll add an inch to the branch size to make it a little bit wider as it goes down. Okay, so at this point I want to put this on a stand and start building it while it's standing up. Now if you have a simple artificial tree stand like this one, this would be perfect for this because it's just a pole that you're going to stick into the bottom of the stand. But I do not have an extra tree stand, and this one costs $23. I'm trying to make the whole tree for less than $28, so I'm going to try to make my own stand. But of course you don't have to be as cheap as me. If you have the budget, you can get your own stand. That would be better. But here's how I'm going to make my stand. I'm using a piece of foam board because I want a base that is pretty large, but you might want to use something like a large pan. And I'm also using a paper towel holder that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm using 2 of them. I cut this foam board at 15 by 15. You want the base to be at least half the size of the base of the tree so it won't tip over. But I am attaching the paper towel stand to the base of the foam board right in the center, and I'm just using duct tape for this. So I'm going to place this piece on the floor, and I'm going to use my other paper towel roll and just sort of slip it on top of the first one. And I'm going to cut a couple of pieces of duct tape and set those to the side, get those ready, and take my Christmas tree pole, and I'm going to slip it in the center of the 2 paper towel stand rings and push it down until it touches the bottom of the foam board. Then I'm going to take a piece of tape and wrap it around the top part of the bars and the pole, and then another piece at the bottom to keep the pole and the bars connected in place. Now to make sure the tree stands up straight, I'm using extra pieces of foam board, and I'm slipping that underneath the second paper towel stand to make sure the tree is standing up straight and it's nice and snug. I'm going to tape the bottom of this up after I finish my tree, just to make sure after I put all the branches on it's still nice and straight, and then I'll tape the bottom part up to keep it in place. So I started making branches 4 at a time to go around the tree at each level, the sizes that I needed. And as you make the branches longer, you'll find that since the wire inside is not heavy, the branch is going to flop down because the branches are heavier. So to make these stand out a little more, what I'm using is a little bit of floral wire, or whatever wire you have you could use. I'm cutting a piece about 15 inches long, and I'm going to attach it to the close to the base of the branch, but a little up more. I'm going to bring the wire around it a couple of times, and then I'm going to bring the wire around the back of the pole in that area and pull it close so that the branch comes up, and then I'm going to bring it back around and twist the wire around that branch again, and that'll leave the branch sitting upward, so it'll give it some support on the pole. And you can do that to your bottom branches or any of the branches that are flopping down. Okay, so this is what my tree looks like after I went all the way down to the bottom, and I used 4 branches on each level. And I've used 10 packs of the garland so far. It definitely has the shape that I want, but you can see it's really light. I need to fill in those spaces in between. So I have 2 rows of garland left, and I'm going to cut pieces and then twist them around the center to fill in the center. And it doesn't have to be as long as the other branches. I like the irregular shape at the edges of the branches. So I will make these center pieces shorter, and I'll just go in and fill in wherever I see that I need to fill in. And this is my tree after I filled in the center parts with the last 2 rows, and this is using 12 rows of garland. Okay, so now that my tree is done, I'm going to make sure it's standing up straight. I'm going to insert a couple of pieces of styrofoam board in between underneath the first level, just to tilt it a little, make sure it's completely straight on all sides. And now that I have it straight, I'm just going to seal the bottom part of it with duct tape. And now I feel like my tree is having the same sort of look that I like, without the fatness at the bottom because I don't have room for that, but definitely a natural look and shape like the one that I love. Okay, let's see how my spending's going. I want to spend less than $30. Now Dollar Tree has gone up, so each item is now $1.25. I used 12 rows of garland, that's $15. 2 broomstick handles, and 2 paper towel holders. So far I spent about $20 on making this tree, and I could stop right here, but I'd like to add some snow to make it look more like the one that I love, the inspiration piece. So to do this, I picked up a can of Santa snow I got from Walmart, and this can cost $1.98. So I want it to look as if the snow is falling on the top portions of the branches. So I'm going to start at the top and spray downward. And as I go down, I'm really going to try to mostly coat the top portion of the branches, and a lot on the tips also. And I'm not spraying it a lot. I want it to be lightly dusted with snow. I definitely want the green to show to make it look more natural. So this spray is more like a powder. It sprays out kind of like a powder, so it's not going to dry hard. It is more dusty, and I want to warn you that if you shake it it will shake off the tree onto your floor or your sofa. It's not going to make a big mess, but it will rub off on your hand, and I just wanted to warn you of that. As you can see, I got a lot of the spray on the base. I'm just going to use a rag and wipe that off, and that's how easily it comes off. But I will have this outside on my screened-in porch, so this won't be a problem. But here is my homemade tree, and as you can see, it has that pencil shape that will be the perfect size for my deck. And it has that natural look of the tree that I like with the branches spread out. But I am so excited about this tree, and it only cost me $21.98 to make. So I'm not at $30 yet, so let's see how well I can decorate this. So I took a trip to Goodwill because I also want to decorate my entire screened-in porch, and they always have a lot of neat and expensive items that are Christmassy. And I actually picked up a few pillows and this little wind-up bear that was just $3. And I'm gonna see if they have some things to decorate my tree. Sometimes they'll even have a whole Christmas tree here. And bingo, look what I found. This whole bag filled with Christmas decorations. It's just $3, and I can see that there's a lot of really expensive ribbon in here and some ornaments. So I'm definitely going to use this to try to decorate my deck and my tree. And you can definitely find bags a lot of times like this at Goodwill. So I placed my tree right here in the corner, and it is the perfect height and the perfect size for this little area here. And I must say, it really does look a lot like a natural real tree. Okay, so since this tree is so lightweight, I am going to put some weight underneath on the base of this tree. I have a few bags of rocks and stones that I had in my stash I'm not using at the moment. So I'm just going to put them at the base here to put some weight on the tree so when the wind blows, it doesn't blow it over. And I'll just cover all of that up with a piece of cloth at the base. So to decorate my tree at Dollar Tree, I picked up a couple of packs of these lights. There were 20 mini lights, and I got 2 of these. So these Dollar Tree lights have just one plug at the end. So I'm going to start from the center and plug them all in, and I spread them out up from the top to the bottom, and I'm putting the lights closer to the center of the tree. I also got this golden star from Dollar Tree that I'm going to put at the top. I'm tying the star with this beautiful velvet and gold ribbon that I got from Goodwill. And for this tree, I'm just going to use 1 ream of ribbon, so I'll just add $1 for that. And I'll continue this ribbon down to use as garland to wrap around the whole tree. And the last thing I got to finish off the tree was 2 packs of Dollar Tree Christmas bulbs. So I don't want to put too much on this tree because it is going outside and it's a small tree. So I think that I'm done. And here's my final tree. I spent $29.23. And for around the cost of a tree like this, I was able to get a tree like this, snow flocked, lit, and fully decorated. Plus, it's able to stand toe-to-toe with this $100 tree. So I am really happy with this. And since I still had a lot of that beautiful velvet and gold ribbon, I got some more garland and I flocked it, and I added a couple of bells from Dollar Tree and some battery operated mini lights, and I hang them around the windows in my screened-in porch. I added a couple of pillows I found at Goodwill, burgundy to match that beautiful ribbon, a little green for some Christmas colors, and this little wind-up toy bear I'm going to put right next to the tree to make it feel a lot more like Christmas. Inside that $3 bag from Goodwill, there were Christmassy bells and different Christmas items and a lot of gold ribbon. So I added a lot of golden bows around the room. And I kept all the colors of gold and red and orange to keep the room nice and warm. Outside I added yellow flowers and yellow pillows to brighten up the area, and added string lights to lighten up the yard and my outer deck. So now I think I have everything ready for my Christmas gathering. I have my outdoor space set up. It's nice and Christmassy and it's warm. And oh, by the way, thank you so much to Panergy, because I would not have been able to put this room together, put my outdoor space together without my portable heater moving around with me and helping me to stay warm as I set everything up, because it is very cold out here, and it would have been really difficult without it. So don't forget to click on a link below to get your Panergy portable propane heater. Is definitely a plus for these cold holiday seasons. So I'm wishing you all a beautiful holiday if I don't see you before then. Here's to lots of beauty, warmth, and light. Want more detailed instructions on some of these projects? On my Etsy store, for just a few dollars, you can get instant digital downloads of full-color step-by-step instructions with templates for some of your favorite projects. And check out my Amazon page, where you can pick up my multi-surface acrylic metallic paint, back in stock with 8 beautiful shimmering colors. You can mix millions of colors and create endless home beauty for indoor and outdoor projects. And while you're there, pick up my Book of Elegant Home Crafts Volume 1 with all your favorite projects together in one big beautiful colored step-by-step instruction book. You can now get separate e-project booklets, and also full-color printed project booklets will be available on Amazon. On my Amazon page, you'll see all my favorite crafting tools and supplies used on this show, and you can add them all to your cart for the one-click, fast and easy shopping and delivery convenience of Amazon. I'll be working every day to make crafting fun and easy for you. Follow me at Your House of Home and Your House of Home TV on all social media for extra home, food, and gardening tips.